And we can talk about that.
Yeah,
like, why would you talk about it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why fucking not?
Cool.
Sick.
Good morning, bro.
Yeah, bro. Good morning.
We better talk about the elephant in the room.
Yeah. We have...
Oh, wait.
What elephant in the room?
We want to say thank you to
Yes.
Tommirock and Musos Corner because I forget all the time.
Yep.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you.
What's up? What's going on here?
What's going on here?
What am I talking into?
We have been sent by Warm some microphones to test out.
Almost all of their microphones, no?
Well, their latest releases. By the time this comes out, these will be out in the marketplace. And this is a new product
Yep.
line
So
that
these
they
aren't
have.
available yet.
They're not available yet.
And what do you got there?
I have the cardioid only version
Yep.
of their WA87, so U87
Yes.
style microphone.
Warm WA87. Yep.
Yeah, it won't be there.
Oh, really? It's not on their website?
Oh,
Which one?
they've got it on pre-order.
R2?
That's it there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so
they're not supposed to be out yet. It was supposed to be on embargo.
Let's just see if Musos has a... I don't think... I went to the Musos website. I couldn't see it, so they haven't listed it yet.
Nah, sounds easy.
Oh, no, R2. There you go. That's the one, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
No. These are not these versions.
Oh, okay.
The R2 is the full clone transformer balance ones.
Right, so that's their attempt at
sorry,
getting closer
my
to the
bad, the
original.
price.
Right.
Yeah, my bad. I
Right,
should have realized that.
Yeah, anyway, let's
So
just...
this is not those microphones. These aren't out yet.
Yep.
These are the transformer coupled genuine 87 kind of things.
Yes, but the ones we are speaking into now...
What we're
What's the
going
go?
through, the go is with these,
Yeah.
is that they are a transformerless version
Yep.
of the U87. So they're completely transformerless. They're all solid state components.
Yep.
And I'll be covering some of this on my channel, obviously, as well. But they have, what you would expect in a more affordable mic. We're talking about a topology that would be mostly surface-mounted components.
Yep.
Interestingly, they've got some high-grade components in the this is getting a bit nerdy, in there where they voice the capsule. Okay. So for anyone out there that wants to learn a bit more about microphones, the thing that is most important to the sound of a microphone is the capsule. In a condenser, more than anything else, is the capsule itself. That diaphragm capsule, the backplate design has all the sonic characteristics that you're going to get. And then the mic manufacturer, designer, engineer has to then voice that capsule. So if it's a bit too bright, they use capacitors and stuff to EQ it flatter.
Yeah.
But like if you have a crazy cheap capsule that goes like jiggity jaggedy all over the place, like some cheaper capsules do, all they can do is turn that down and flatten it out, but it's still going to be jaggedy.
All right.
So you can't get rid of those peaks.
We'll get into the nitty gritty of the nerdy shit in a second, but I mean, it's warm audio. We've got to talk about price. We've got to talk about, what are these worth?
Cool. So the crazy thing with these being transformerless and whatever, the cardioid only, actually, we'll talk about this one first. This one has all the polar patterns. It has a 70 hertz roll off and a 10 dB pad. That is going to be $299 USD for a Neumann style microphone.
That is outrageous.
Yeah.
Let me just flick quickly while everyone's here. I'm just going to flick between. I'm in cardioid right now.
Cardioid.
I'm going to go to, this is in Omni now.
Omni.
So let's just see if anyone can hear the difference at home. I'm going to speak. I'm using my regular speaking voice. I'm going to flick back to cardioid now. So in theory, we should hear a decrease in proximity effect.
When we go to Omni.
We should hear more of the room. More spill, that sort of thing. Let's just quickly, let's go. Actually, I'm going to flick to figure 8 from Omni. So I'm in Omni right now. You talk.
Yo. Hello, Mitta.
Now I'm going to figure 8. Now you talk.
This is the AudioBoi's podcast.
Sound
bites. Sound bites.
So that's interesting. So if you're at home, you got headphones on, you probably should hear an increased rejection from Mitch right now. Because I'm in figure 8.
You'll hear me in my mic though.
That's true.
Yeah. Let's do that again.
Can you do that?
We can mute that. Yeah. Mute this mic.
You mute number 2.
2. I'm number 2.
Chuck them on for a second.
Yep.
Let's just have a quick listen to
what's
going on. All right, so Mitch, you want to mute Mitch's mic just for a second? So now we're only getting mine. Just to something I should. It still comes through headphones. Whatever. It's not coming through there anyway. So I just want to state quickly that I've created a preset in DaVinci Resolve for us. All it is a bit of low end roll off. It's a bit of de-essing. And then I think there might be a limiter on it. There's very little. So that I'm using the same EQ settings that I would for the Rode mics that we normally use. Yeah, that's so I'm not changing anything. I'm not going to account for the condensers. Anyway, I'm just going to switch here from cardioid to omni. Immediately, can you hear my voice in your ears? And immediately go a bit darker. So what we should be hearing going from cardioid to omni is less proximity effect. We should hear a slight drop in top end. Usually that happens. And obviously you're going to hear more of the room. So and something else I want to test right now is the off-axis rejection of the figure 8.
Yeah.
So, Mitch, can you say, hello, my name is Mitch?
Hello, my name is Mitch.
Again?
Hello, my name is Mitch.
I can't hear you at all.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
So this is the thing, right? So let's...
Oh, let's get him back on.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, so this is the thing with... can we do headphones?
Yeah, we
headphones
can.
now?
Yeah.
Sick. It always feels weird.
Yeah, it does.
So Warm Audio are trying to put these into position as a kind of all-purpose microphone for people.
Yes.
You can obviously use them for musical applications, but being the price range they're in, they're trying to also push them to things like podcasts.
Yes.
Right?
No, you just told me that, and I found that interesting. That,
Yeah.
that they are marketing at people who want to do podcasts with these mics. I never would have expected that.
Yeah, and the thing that I think people forget about with obviously with a good condenser, you're going to get good representation of the voice and all these kind of things. And condensers are used in radio.
It makes sense.
Right?
Yeah.
If you've got a nice sounding podcast room, it'll work. Like you're not going to use this in a dining room
People will.
podcast, but people will
People
try.
will do it.
Yeah. Dynamic mics are your friend there.
And you'll hear fucking kitchen clinking in the background.
Yeah.
And be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Why can't I hear the neighbor fucking thinking?
Yeah. Dude, totally. But what is often forgotten is the figure 8 pattern. People forget about what it is really excellent at. And if you're podcasting side by side like this, the side axis rejection in figure 8 is superior, right? So if everyone likes to think, oh yeah, cardioid has the best rejection. It actually doesn't. It has okay rejection from the rear, but it actually picks up a lot of low end. But in a figure 8 pattern on a decent microphone, the figure 8 rejection, that off-axis rejection from a figure 8 is far superior.
Yeah, right.
Always.
Is figure 8 just two capsules doing hypercardioid?
They're phase reversed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In cardioid or?
Yeah, essentially.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So they're just flipped.
Very cool. All right, so we spoke briefly on the price. You said how much?
We said this one was $299
Oh, that's Australian?
US.
US, all right.
$299 US for they're calling this the WA-87jr.
Yeah. And that's about $450 Australian right now.
Yeah.
Yep. And then that one.
This one, cardioid only,
Yep.
same exact capsule,
Yep.
same exact circuit topology. The only difference is you don't have any of the extra
roll-off.
switchable
Yep,
options.
yep.
It's cardioid only, no roll-off, no pad.
Yep.
$199.
That's insane.
It's insane.
So USD to AUD right now is $300 on the nose.
That is.
Which, I mean, if I'm honest, if I'm using an 87, I'm not going to use Omni or figure 8 most of the time.
Yeah.
So if I'm using it on a vocal like we are right now, lead vocal, I definitely don't need the roll off because I've got that on a pre. I can do it in the door. The only thing I would maybe miss is the 10 dB switch.
But we can talk about that.
Right.
So the other cool thing about these mics, being transformerless and being the kind of design they are, you can optimize them for, and with the capsule design they've gone for, you can optimize that for high SPL.
Right.
So they've done that too.
Oh, okay, cool.
So these can take up to 136
Really?
dB.
So I mean,
dynamic range.
so what's the average human voice decibel?
Normal speaking is around 75 decibels.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So 60 to 70, right. So let's go yell. What's a yell?
100.
Yeah, 90. So tops 100 with a loud yeller.
Yep.
Which is well within the limits of the capability of that mic.
Absolutely. You can put this on drums.
Well, you did do that.
Yes.
And you sent me the file and I was like, what else are you using? Because this sounds great.
Yeah.
I was genuinely surprised.
Yep.
So, I mean, if you're talking recording vocals and you need to save a couple bucks, that one is pretty attractive.
Yeah. And I think if you're looking at certain genres of pop, hip hop, this could be the one. Like it's definitely up there. If it sounds the right way.
In that price? An AT 2020?
Yeah.
NT, not even an NT1. You can't get an NT1. What's a Rode NT1?
Not new. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you look at other stuff, it's like double the price.
Yep.
So in that price range,
pretty
not
crazy.
much happening down there.
Yeah.
Which is if they're as good as you think they are.
Yeah. And like
dude.
we're going to be doing more testing. Obviously, you can hear them now.
Yep.
And that'll be an interesting test in itself.
Yep, totally.
In this environment. What I can say so far is that I've recorded a track with them on multiple instruments.
Yep.
They've been good. Surprisingly good. I was very dubious.
Well, it's one of those things,
you know?
right? You go into any test with a product that is competing on the lower end of the market, you probably have pretty low expectations because, I mean, look at the price tag. You can't, but I mean, like you sent me the recording that you just mentioned and the kick drum it sounded great.
Yeah.
It sounded really, really good.
So on that, we actually had 2 microphones on the kick drum. I had the cardioid only 87 on kick in duties, but we also had we had this one. So we've got 2 sets of mics sent from Warm. Maybe we can pull up that box. Yeah.
So
there we go. We've also got the WA-47 Jr and Junior SE. So they're calling the cardioid only the SE, the Studio Essential, and then the juniors, the 87 Jr, the 47 Jr are the ones with all the options, right? So that's them there.
Something I would like you to touch on quickly for people who don't know. So these are all Transformerless.
All Transformerless.
So can you talk about why they've done that and how it affects the sound?
Cool. So in simple terms, it keeps the cost down, right?
Yep.
If you don't add a transformer into the circuit, you don't have to have a transformer there, which is an expensive component.
Yep.
But also to design the circuit for the transformer changes things,
Sure.
right? So going all transformerless makes it more affordable. If people are unsure about transformerless designs, there's heaps of them out there. Any affordable mic is generally a transformerless design.
Like Neumann TLM?
Yeah, all those
all
all the TLMs are transformerless, and there's a bunch of other mics. There's lots of clone mics that I've built on my channel that are also same kind of idea. All right,
And what does it do to the sound? What does a transformer do for it? And what is transformerless?
So a transformer is always going to saturate the sound, right? We know this. You're going to maybe get a different frequency response. You're maybe going to get some different kind of saturation, but you can create saturation in other ways if it's done right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me the basic, like what is a mic with a transformer and one without the transformer? What's the difference? What am I going to hear?
Yeah, maybe more saturation. Maybe
I think a denser low end.
Yeah, a tightness but a denser low end sometimes is what you'll get.
Yep.
But it's all on how you voice the microphone and what, like most importantly, the capsule design.
I like Transformers so much that I got one tattoo of one
yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
I like them
and
so
look,
much.
I think they're an important thing in certain microphones. Do you need them in all your microphones? Maybe not.
Yeah. No.
And then like you're just not going to get it at this price point.
No.
Like that's the trade-off.
That's the
you know?
big thing is like what can you get for the money that you have? And at this price, it's pretty hard to go past these.
Yeah. So we have the other one that they've got. So this one here. This is the WA-47 jr.
Yep.
It is their cheaper version of they have a FET, a U47 FET that has the transformer stage.
We have that one?
No.
Okay, cool.
No. They actually released this exact one, a little while ago, and then they've redesigned it a little bit and re-released it. Cool. So this is also a transformerless U47 FET.
Yep.
Okay. Excellent sounding mic.
Yep.
Same options as the U87. Omni, cardioid, figure 8, pad, and roll off.
I recently used a Neumann U47, like the real one.
Yep.
At Sawtooth Studios on kick drum out.
U47 FET.
Yep.
Yep.
It should be stated that I don't really know that control room sound. I don't know what it sounds like in there. I don't really know what the room sounds like. As soon as I heard the U47 FET on kick, I'm like, I gotta buy one.
Yeah.
I have to have one.
Yep.
Because I've got the Thomann TM1, which is a U47 tube.
Tube. Very different microphone.
Dude, so
completely
different.
different.
I just assumed that the 47 tube would be like a denser, thicker version of the. They're so different. The tube version, the ones that I've heard, have a crazy bombastic low end, which is wonderful on some things and unusable on most things.
Yes.
Like I tried it on kick the other day, and I was like. When do you ever say this statement, there's too much low end in that kick drum? It doesn't happen very often, but I was just like, there's fucking too much sub in that kick drum. Like 50 to 150 hertz.
So that was with the 47 tube.
Yeah. That kind of 100 hertz range, 100 to 150 hertz, it was just like
too boomy.
Fucking crazy, man. It was just way too much, uncontrollable. So we put the 47 FET up, and it's got like the rolled off high end, which I came to expect from a 47,
Mm-hmm.
but because it's a transformer tube mic, the
FET, sorry.
the FET is
The FET is not tube.
no,
It-
sorry, a
yeah.
transformer tubeless.
Tubeless mic.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the low end is nice and tight that you get from that transformer thing. It doesn't have the extended low end, but on a kick out, that's not what you want.
No.
You kind of want a mic that's focused on mid range, which is to me that when I think of the U47, I think of low mids.
Mm-hmm.
You?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you were the same as me. You hadn't really had much experience with a U47 FET.
I've used cheaper 47 clones on kick out to the same thing, just going, this is horrible. This is not working.
Right.
Um,
Because you, me, and Tom argue all the time about the U47 FET, like
Yeah.
how it's one of the most overrated microphones
yeah. And
ever.
yeah, look, I don't know because I haven't used the real
Yeah,
one. Tom does. Yeah.
I always used to think
yeah.
they sounded kind of yucky, but that's kind of like, I think the attraction.
Mm.
We were talking about that trashy mid thing, that mid forward thing, which most of the time is not flattering, except for things like bass
Bass guitar.
bass cab,
Yep.
and kick drum.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
I recently bought one pretty much for those two purposes, and I don't record cabs anymore, so I'm going to use it to capture a bass cab, and then I'm never going to use it on a bass cab again.
Yeah.
So honestly, like
yeah,
it's
it
gonna,
might change your mind.
yeah, well, it's
Yeah.
going to be for
Or you're going to
kick out.
impulse it.
Yeah, I'll create an impulse response with it, and
Yeah.
then I'll never use it again on.
That's
on
hilarious.
bass. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'll use it on
Kick out.
kick drum all the time.
And yeah, so like on that, I chucked this one on the junior on kick out duties. You heard it.
yeah, it's banging.
It,
Sounds
dude,
really good.
I chucked it up and I was like, let's just see. Not expecting much. Once again, high SPL. This one with the pad can go up to like 140 something
Yeah.
SPL.
Yeah.
Crazy. We'll have a listen to these. We'll swap these out. in
Yeah,
a
we're
sec.
about to swap them out. So these
But,
are obviously they don't need a power supply. We
Nah.
can chuck them straight.
And
on.
look, that's all of that stuff because they're tubeless keeps the cost down. Should we talk about FET transistors for a
yeah,
sec
actually,
too?
can you educate me? Because I don't really know.
Okay, so any modern transformerless microphone that's worth its salt. There's some clones I've built on my channel that people should be familiar with, and there are other microphone companies that do this. A FET design uses FET is a field effect transistor. And basically, the way if you look it up and you see the way a field effect transistor works in a microphone, the way it works with the material in it to have its positive and negative material in the transistor, like basically in any transistor, you have a positive and a negative, and then you have like positive, negative, positive, right? And what they do is it runs through. I always forget if it's positive, negative, positive, or negative, positive, negative.
Right.
Positive, negative, positive. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Which one?
this one here
Yep.
is pretty good. Basically, what you can do, you can set it so it has like this. See how it says floating gate? No, this electrode.
What about
Field effect. Yeah.
What about
No,
that one
maybe
there? Is that a? No, that's a. Hang on.
Yeah, no, that is right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's right. And then basically you have the signal come through, and it works like you have like a drain, like a tube. So the idea essentially is that you design it. The FET transistor is designed to work similarly to the way a tube works with the electron flow.
Okay.
That's the simplest way I can put it. So the way electrons flow through a tube in a FET transistor, they try to emulate that with that special transistor.
Okay.
So you're trying to get this kind of movement of electrons to happen the same way, in a similar way. That's the easiest layman's way I can
I
kind
still
of put
don't
it.
understand, but
Yeah,
sure did.
But you're making it essentially. You're making a transistor work like a tube.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
is the idea. So
Right.
you get a different kind of response as you put signal into that,
Sure.
as opposed to standard kind of transistors,
Yeah,
like
okay.
cheap transistor amplifying stages. So basically, you just get a better sound for a microphone. Great for microphones.
Should we swap them over?
Yeah, let's do it.
Can you kill the Phantom for a second? Is that something we can do? Surely, right.
You might have to turn off that setting. You know where the put it on dynamic, yeah, and we'll turn the phantom off.
Right, cool. So
Yep.
I can, we can use the same. It looks like we can use the same.
Now,
Yeah, I think so. It doesn't matter.
You sure?
It's sitting fine. Yeah.
You sure?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. They have this flat one.
Yep, there we go. Sweet.
Yo,
All right.
let's go. Headphones back on.
Oh, it's dark.
Yeah.
It's definitely darker and more mid-rangey.
Yep.
Straight away.
Straight away.
All right.
Straight away.
Let's
Yeah.
do the same polar pattern test that we just did.
Cool.
So I'm just, before you speak, I'm just going to switch it to Omni, and same thing. We hear a drop off in. Sorry, yep. We hear a drop off in high end. Back to cardioid. Yeah, I hear the rejection is definitely there. All right, so Mitch, I'm going in Omni now. Can you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Mitch from AudioBoi's podcast.
Go again.
Hi, I'm Mitch from AudioBoi's podcast.
That's cool. I can't hear you at all.
Figure eight,
Yeah.
man.
It's really cool.
Figure eight's awesome.
Really cool.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
What do you reckon of the sound difference?
It's hard to say. Like we
Yeah.
talked about these headphones and how they don't really
Yeah.
like it.
I don't
I don't
love
know.
them.
I'm not a headphones guy, man.
Yeah.
I was talking to Reese from Spinlight about this recently. Like he's always trying to do headphones and shit, and I'm like, can you work in headphones?
Yeah.
And he finds a way to do it, but generally, I'm just like, I just can't do it,
No.
man. Like
No.
I don't know.
I think once you've optimized your speaker setup,
Yeah.
it's
hard-
no turning back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, I definitely. There's a big difference. So
Yeah, which there should be.
Obviously.
So the difference between these two microphones, between the 47 WA-47 and the 87, one's using a 47 capsule, which is a very different looking backplate on it,
Yep.
versus the 87 capsule. And what I should mention is that they've got their flagship U87, which we saw before,
Yep.
and their flagship 47.
Yep.
The 47 FET flagship, which are all about $1,000 or so.
Yep.
These use the same capsule. It's just
Hey.
So on top of the fact that it's a cheaper mic,
Yep.
you're still getting the flagship capsule,
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the tube version.
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, totally. So you and I were on the phone last night,
Mhm.
and we started talking about capsule design.
Yes.
Now you said something interesting about the way capsules are drilled
Yeah.
and how that contributes to the polar response.
Yes.
Is that what you were saying last
Yeah.
night?
Do you want to bring up a K47?
KA47 or K47?
K47.
Yeah. K is it 67? K67.
No. So it's
Oh, that's
47.
a 47, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Capsule.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So
And then there's a K87 and a K67. We'll talk about that in a
yes.
sec.
Yeah. All right.
So
So,
the
that's the
K47
Neumann one. So
Yeah, but you want to see the back plate.
okay.
These are not 47s.
Really? Okay.
No, that one.
All right.
That's
Cool.
a 47.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
So see how that's got like a bunch of bigger holes and then a bunch of littler holes going on. That one might be a weird one, but yeah, it's hard. But that's kind of that style. This one, there you go,
Okay.
the Peluso. There's
Yeah.
the Peluso one.
Right.
That's better.
Yep.
See how it's not symmetrical?
Yes.
Yeah, the other one's a dodgy one.
Right.
So it should be kind of a bit more asymmetrical like that. And the drill holes, you got small holes, bigger holes, whatever.
And they determine the response.
the frequency response.
Wow.
Yeah. So
And
those holes are drilled into that back plate
Mm.
that charges with the 48-volt phantom power. And then in front of that is the plastic mylar, which is gold coated.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
Cool.
And that is your capsule.
Right.
Right? That's all it is.
Mhm.
So it's a gold sputtered piece of plastic in front of that back plate. And the back plate, the drill holes, are what are important.
So you also mentioned some important stuff regarding the
Topology?
yeah.
Yeah.
So
So-
walk us through that.
Cool. So what we can see here is
Do you want to hold it to?
it's
do you wanna
all
go that one? Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, cool.
So it's basically, a lot of surface mounted components, surface mounted capacitors, electrolytic capacitors, transistors, and stuff like that. And I would say maybe that might be the JFET. Anyway, but surface mounted components don't really, most of them don't have a sound. Most of these are resistors and things that aren't important to the sound characteristics. What happens is you get, say, the K47 capsule, and then it has a sound because of that back plate. And then these capacitors here are doing, some of them are doing the pad, some of them are doing
Yeah, because I don't have them.
yeah, you don't have all of them.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the cardioid only version. So on the cardioid only version, these are the 87s.
Yep.
I'll show you this one. These are purely responsible, these capacitors here are purely responsible for voicing the frequency response of the,
Yep.
This is the 87, so a different capsule of that.
Yep.
Whatever they get with that capsule, they then revoice with these capacitors to flatten it out, do whatever they want it to do.
Right.
And that's how a circuit works in a microphone. It's not that complex.
Tell me the difference between surface mounted components and not.
So surface mounted components are all these little ones,
Yep.
these little guys.
Yep.
These are what we call through hole. They go through the thing.
Yep.
Um,
But
with-
it's relevant to the sound, right?
yeah. So typically, especially with capacitors, they have a sound. And what they've used here are the top of the line WEMA capacitors that
Yep.
everyone should know.
Yep.
WEMA capacitors are in like a Marg EQ.
Okay.
Or like some mastering grade EQs.
Right. Yep.
Stuff like that.
Cool.
In the massive passive and
Okay.
the Vox box,
Yeah,
which we've
cool.
talked about,
Yep.
they use WEMA capacitors.
Okay.
They're the right sound for high quality
Right.
audio.
That's
And then-
surprising.
yeah.
Yep.
So what they've done, and I've got to give them props to this part of it,
Yep.
is the stuff that was important to the audio quality
Yes.
and the audio path coming from that capsule.
Yep.
They've used high quality high quality audio components
Yeah.
for that stuff.
I think you were gonna say high grade.
High grade.
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. Cool.
So, and then they've got this other polystyrene cap there too that's part of that signal as well, which is another expensive one. You find these in vintage Neves and stuff like
okay.
that. So they've used important components where necessary in the sound signal path, in the stuff that's actually going to change the sound, and the filters as well. So the filters and the pad are WEMA capacitors as well.
Switches feel nice.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. They're a great rugged mic. I've got to personally, I think, do more testing on it.
Yep.
But you heard a track that I did using only these 4 microphones.
Yep.
It's cool.
Sounds exactly what you expect.
Yeah.
You know, everything sounds nice, bright. Nothing sounds wrong.
Yeah. I was, as I said, going into it,
Mm.
having such a budget mic, I was like, I'm going to be honest, like pretty fucking dubious, man.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
Yeah.
Are we going to get harshness we've seen in other... Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like...
Vocals will be the big test.
yeah.
Like having them on a nice vocalist,
Yeah.
switching between these and something you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the big one.
How that actually brings me to an important question.
Yep.
You're given a mic. How do you test it?
Try it on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything I
Yep.
can. Yeah.
And
yeah.
do you
and
do you
put-
set up two at the same time? Do you try it, or you know what those things normally sound like in your space?
Depends, right?
Right.
Depends. Yeah. So for me, the first test I did was just create a song with them, see how it comes out, see
Yep.
what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Is it usable?
Yeah.
Is main that, because for me, like you know me, I have that philosophy that everything's just a tool.
Yep.
If the tool's usable,
Yes.
sick.
You have a
win.
very utilitarian approach. to
Yeah,
things,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is great.
If it does a job, like the 47 on kick out alone,
Yeah.
I'm like, sweet, that's staying. Like I'm keeping that forever.
Yeah.
It sounds excellent on bass cab.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Just those 2 things, I'll keep that microphone forever.
Yeah.
Just on that.
And you actually tried it as a room mic too, right?
Yeah,
that's
I
cool.
tried this one as a
That
room
one, yeah.
mic, and it was right frequency response there too.
Nice.
Very cool. So it's exciting because there's something affordable out there. It's always cool when something's affordable for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
and
yeah.
it's cool.
Dude,
it does a good job.
We've got to mention the capsules. Where they so
Oh yeah. So apparently, I've got to do some research into this. I'm
Yeah.
going to reach out to Warm in the product stuff they sent me,
Mm.
in like the brochures.
Yeah.
and mention. I'm just reading through. Aussie made capsule.
Yeah,
Apparently,
and so you
don't know who
you
it
and I
is.
have started speculating on who that
speculating.
is.
Yeah,
We've each got our own opinion. I think there's one particular large Australian microphone company
Yep.
that manufactures most of the microphones that we buy in Australia, and I think it's them.
yeah, that makes sense.
You'll know who I'm talking about.
Yep.
Yeah, it could I
could
think
be.
the demand for Warm is too big for any other company to handle.
That
What-
makes sense.
What Australian companies are there? There's Rode.
Yeah. It said Australia, unless it's a typo and it's an Austrian.
Oh yeah,
that would be
yeah,
hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
Now let me find it. Let me find it.
So in
I'm
Australia,
so sure it said Australian.
In
Or
Australia-
maybe I'm like dyslexic.
yeah.
I'm gonna hate myself.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll check it later.
Yeah, okay.
Hang on. Shit. See if I can find it. It was in one of them. I'll laugh so hard if I'm corrected and it's like, nah,
Yeah.
it's Austrian. We'll find it later.
Yeah, but then,
whatever.
like
Yeah.
if it is Australian, it could
Yeah.
only be
I
one
was
of
so sure it was
two
Australian.
or three, right?
Yeah.
Like there's only a few companies that could handle the demand that Warm would have to have.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
100%.
interesting.
Yeah. Do you want to have a quick look at a K87 capsule just
Yep.
to round it off and then
Yep.
we'll talk about some other stuff?
K87 capsule.
Yeah. So sometimes people use a K67 in an 87 style mic, but the 87, the way you know it's an 87 is it has 2 back plates. See this photo here?
Yeah.
Click on that.
Right.
See, it's got a dual back plate.
Right.
That's an 87.
So what's the go? Why?
A K67 is the same,
Yeah.
just 1 back plate.
Why?
You're going to get 2 different charges
Yeah.
for each diaphragm,
Yeah.
and you're going to be able to control them separately.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
cool.
it's 2 separate back plates.
Cool.
Yeah,
Bust it out again.
Char,
That should be right.
you okay? What's going on? We're almost done, okay? Can you just wait a bit? We're almost done.
Little Charlie girl's
Love
getting
you.
impatient. All right.
Almost done.
Cool. Good.
Yeah. So that's
Well,
it.
Nice.
That's the differences.
That's so the next step for you, you're going to test these on a bunch more things. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Mitch is going to test these on a bunch more sources in a bunch more applications. I'm guessing you guys are probably going to. Well, you said, Hader, you're going to record an acoustic song. Yep, cool. So we're going to hear it as an acoustic. You did a rock song, which you sent to me, which I'm interested to hear what people think of that.
Yeah.
What's the next plan?
So we're doing some acoustic stuff next week.
Yeah.
I've got a hip hop artist coming in to do a track as well.
What are you going to use on him?
Both. That's where I'm going to do a direct
Try
shootout
both?
between these two.
Yep.
And
And
see the
I'm
difference.
guessing you're going to chuck up the polar pattern version.
I'm actually going to do for the hip hop stuff. I'm going to do cardioid only.
Well, you don't need anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
cool.
I think that's who that's really aimed at a lot
course
as
it
well.
is,
Is
of
like
course.
yeah. And then acoustic, we're going to try polar patterns
Mhm.
because we're going to do maybe some tricky figure 8
Right.
on acoustic
So we've got
singer-songwriter shit.
we've got rock like
Rock, yep.
garage 90s rock that you did. You get hip hop and then acoustic, which covers a lot of bases.
And then we're doing a podcast right now.
Yep.
So
Yep, cool. So
Yeah.
you kind of get to hear them across
Everything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting. I'm interested to hear how the hip hop one goes because
yeah.
I really want to hear my new warm OPR thing in that spot. So I'd be interested, just to compare them.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah, nice man. Well,
Sick.
that's cool. That's congratulations on getting that, dude. Sick. So sick.
Cheers. All right. What else have we got to talk about today? We're going to talk
alright.
about
All right. So some of this stuff. Let's
mixed
get
prep
this.
or mixed revisions.
Yeah, right. So
Come on.
well, I mean,
Start with.
we could probably that could be one conversation, right?
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
we could talk about the pre and then the post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Well, how about I'll open it up with mix prep,
Yeah.
and then you can get into mix
Revisions.
reviews. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we both had some experiences around that.
Yeah. Sick.
Cool. So you chucked in here the note mix prep. So
Yeah.
what's your train of thought here?
I didn't put in mixed prep.
Maybe
You
it was
put
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You put it in.
maybe I want to know what yours is.
Oh,
So I have a
cool.
very distinct mix prepping procedure.
You go first.
Okay.
I'm keen to know yours.
Well, first of all, I usually do it on a Monday when my brain's not working, when I'm not trying to be
interesting.
creative.
yeah.
Like when
Yeah.
I'm, doing a day of answering emails or that thing. It's something that I can feel like had a productive day at work.
Mhm.
But if I'm not feeling creative, is a lot of people don't understand that mixing is a creative process.
Yeah.
It's kind of like songwriting. You can't just go sit down and write me a song. Like you
Yep.
can do it, but unless the inspiration strikes you.
So let's take it back a step. What is mixed prep? Maybe.
All right. So for me, mix prep is all the admin side of a mix. It's
Post tracking.
yeah. So you finish tracking.
Yep.
The songs they're ready to be mixed. So before I do mixing, I want to get all of my now. Is it left brain or right brain? Left brain.
Technical.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So I want to get the left brain shit out of the way first. I want to do all the things that don't require any creativity.
Mm-hmm.
That's drum editing, vocal tuning.
Yep.
Making sure my crossfades are all good.
Yep.
Basically cleaning the session up so that when I'm ready to actually mix,
Yep.
I can just sit down and I'm not thinking about fixing things.
Yeah.
I don't want to fix anything in my mix. I don't want to.
Yep.
I don't want to hear a vocal out of tune. I don't want to hear a bad guitar edit. I don't want to hear drums out of time. Basically, so for me, mix prepping is admin before the mix actually starts.
Yep.
So I'll just explain my whole process. So first thing, usually because of the way my session's laid out, drums are first.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go in and I'll edit drums if that has to happen. Usually I've already edited drums. Usually I edit drums between the drum tracking and the guitar tracking.
Yeah, that's
You
obviously
too?
ideal. If I
Yeah.
can.
I
if the
used to
time
not do
allows.
it and it used to fucking burn me, dude. Like
It's hard sometimes.
I'd get to the mixing process and I'd edit the drums. I'm like, cool, now the guitars are out of time.
Yep.
So now I have to edit all the guitars to the drums. Whereas if I edited the drums first and tracked to those drums, the performance is
100%.
better. Anyway.
100%.
So I usually edit drums before the guitars. If I don't have time for whatever reason, I'll do it afterwards.
Because you're doing tracking of drums on a separate day at a separate location
Always.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that helps.
Yep.
Yeah. So like, I've had sessions where I can do that, but
Yeah.
then like if you get a band in for a single,
Yeah.
you might not have.
Well, see,
time
that's
to
the
drum
other
edit.
thing. I have
Yeah.
been in that situation where I've had to go back to back, and in that case, I'll be like, "Hey guys, give me an hour, and I'm going to do a rough edit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do cutting, and then I'm going to do a rough quantize.
Send them for
where-
lunch or something.
Yeah, exactly. Where I
Yep.
don't look at I don't look anything under a microscope. I just listen to how it feels, and if it feels good to the click, well, then I'm happy.
Yep.
And then I can fine tune it later, as long as the performance that I'm then recording to those drums doesn't change too much.
Yeah.
All right,
got
so drums first thing, which is timing,
Yep.
phase,
Yep.
and time aligning things.
Yep.
So I'll go in there. I use auto align.
That's it. Yeah. Deep cut.
Yeah,
back
that's
to
an
a previous
in-joke.
episode.
I'm not explaining
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So yeah.
People don't forget.
Yeah. So I time align everything, and then I set up my buses.
Yep.
So like for example, my mix template is usually drums, guitar, bass go into a mix bus.
Mm-hmm.
Vocals, effects, keyboards, things like that, then go into another mix bus.
Okay.
Those then go into a mix bus together.
So you're setting up your buses.
Yes.
Not off a template.
No, I
Okay.
never use templates
Oh, okay.
ever because
I get you.
it makes me lazy.
Yeah.
I think if I put everything in a template and everything's already laid out for me, I'm not thinking like, okay, so this kick has to go to there because I need to route it this way. And you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
need to I need to set up side chaining and things like that.
Okay.
So as I'm setting this stuff up, it's making me think about my process,
Yeah.
which is why I don't use templates.
Okay.
It doesn't save me time. Things take more time, but I am more purposeful because I can think about what I'm doing at each step.
Yeah. Okay.
So after I've edited and timelined the drums, I'll then work down into bass and guitars. Usually I don't really edit those very much.
Yeah,
Usually they've been edited in the session or not at all.
Yep.
So my then next process will be comping those things.
Yep.
So like bass, I'll send it out to 1176. I
Yeah.
might put some 1073 EQ on it.
Yep.
I consider the comping, the sending through of hardware and printing part of the mix
Mix process or prep process?
mix prep.
Yeah.
That's mix prep. Yep.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
because it's all
interesting
it's
then.
admin shit, right?
Yeah.
So like for example, I'm gonna put my kicks and snares through my distresses and then maybe some EQ. I don't really have to think about that process. I know
Yeah.
I want to hit about this much on the distresses. I know I only want to dig out a couple of dB. You know,
Yep.
I'm not really thinking. I'm just like, these are moves I do. Same goes for bass. I'll 1176, maybe some EQ, blah blah blah. Guitars, LA3A.
So when you're doing this and you're bouncing out to your hardware
Yep.
for like your kick bus, snare bus, whatever it is,
Mhm.
bass, the moves you're going for are certain flavors that you like,
Yep.
whatever. Like this
Yep.
is all textural shit.
Yeah,
This is all
yeah.
like just flavor.
Yep, I'm
And then you're
either.
going to mix further later
Yes,
on.
yes. So
Yeah,
like
with intent of that.
I know that I'm always going to be compressing, for example, the bass guitar.
Yeah.
It's always going to get compressed and
course.
probably multiple times.
Yep.
I know that most things I personally am going to need saturation on.
Yes.
Because that's just my style. Everything's saturated, everything's bombastic and cool. So I can listen to a sound and go, oh, that's a bit sterile. It's going to need to get like distorted in some way.
Yep.
So yeah, basically I'm just imparting a little bit of vibe on things that I think, these are things that I think will get me closer to a finished sounding mix before I've even started.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so once I've gone down to, I've done guitar, bass, then I'll go vocals. I'll comp the lead vocal. Usually it's always 1073 LA2A, like that.
Yep.
That standard thing. Maybe some EQ depending on if I recorded it, if someone else recorded it, because usually I'll do EQ on the way in with vocals.
Yep.
And then I'll finish routing my session, make sure all my buses are set up, make sure my parallel buses are set up, so that, like I said, when I'm ready to mix, I just go, oh, this needs parallel. Where is it? Bring it up. There it is.
Cool.
You know, I don't want to be in my mixing process and go, oh, this needs parallel. Okay, I'll just add a group.
Yeah.
compressor
Yeah.
and
yeah,
route it to. I don't want to do any
Yeah.
of that shit. You know,
Yeah.
I want it all ready. So that is essentially the whole mix process. Is dealing with individual stuff, making sure it's all
mix prep.
clean. Yeah, mix prep. Dealing with my buses, and yeah, making sure it's all routed properly.
Yeah. Cool.
So I guess instead of going over all that again for you,
Yep.
do you want to tell me what you do differently?
Differently?
Yeah.
Yeah. The only step really is that I use a template.
Okay. Yep.
So when I track,
Yeah.
because I've got the console and stuff and I'm doing certain moves, I like to have a template for the session for tracking
Yep.
that then moves into mixing as well.
So you're not exporting things out of the first session and then into a new mixing template?
No, I do everything on a track, right? I'll do my, because if you record multiple songs, you keep them all in one session and then bounce them out later too, right? You do stuff like that.
Sometimes,
Depending.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that doesn't matter, but I do it as a song by song thing and keep them separate. And in my template, I have all my routing already set to the buses, but everything turned off. So there's plugins, there's stuff
you actually
there.
put plugins on there
I have
and stuff.
certain plugins that I know will be as part of my mix prep later on. That will be there. Corrective EQ shit, stuff like that is already there.
Right.
The reason for me why I have everything like that is I get distracted really fucking easy.
Yeah.
And I'll trail off. If I start looking for buses, or like I'm really bad when I'm on my computer, Hater's seen this, and I'm like, what am I looking for again?
Yeah. Looking through your plugin list of,
I'm really bad at that.
Yeah.
And I work way quicker with my temp, like way quicker if I just have it there and I can just go, let's go.
When you're looking for plugins, do you search through the menu or do you type it in?
I type it in now.
Yeah, dude, what kind of a psychopath? I watch people
I used to
right?
search.
I watch people online.
I used to search.
Mixing.
I mean, not search,
just
and
look
scroll through.
I watch
used to do
people
that.
mixing like people with massive libraries.
get lost, yeah.
Dude, like there's who's that guy on YouTube, Jeff? He mixes like pop stuff. Anyway, I'll find his shit later. Anyway, I was watching him mix and he's like, okay, I'm just gonna grab this compressor, and he goes add list, massive drop down list. Okay, UAD. Now the massive drop down list.
That's ridiculous.
And I'm just like, what are you doing? Again, half of the video was like about
Can
how
you
you
search
can.
you could search in Pro.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
And half the video was about streamlining your time. I'm like, dude, you've just wasted a minute of my time.
Yeah.
Watching you search for a plugin. Like, it's crazy. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Anyway.
So I have the template set up. I also have it in my template recently. We did a thing where we created the tracks for the bounce returns to go to, right? And so we have a folder in Cubase that's like bounces, and in that bounces folder are all the tracks, like things like the kick bus to return to, and then they're already routed to the drum bus, stuff like that. So all I do is export, have Cubase import it back into the track, and then drag it up, and then up it goes.
Oh, cool.
And that's way quicker than. It's a lot less stuff around. That saves many minutes of time.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, it was a cool one. We've worked on the workflow of that a lot, trying to speed up the production side of that.
Do you have TikTok?
No.
So the Steinberg Media TikTok is so good.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, dude, it's sick. Like we can't show it on here, but they have the Steinberg Media, they load what kind of sus shit's about to come up on my TikTok. That's my cousin. Not really. That's a Ray racist joke. I don't know why it's not here. Anyway, if you search for the Steinberg, here we go, Steinberg Media account. Yeah. This guy, I fucking love this guy, man. Yeah. They'll post a new thing every couple of days, and it'll be like shortcut work through shortcuts. Yeah. Like showing you how to use like the editor better, or even like the little range tools and everything. Yeah. Man, are you on Cubase? Okay, dude, watch these because like every day I watch it. He's great. Yeah, Dom Cigar. Shout out Dom Cigalis. I met him over at NAMM. Fucking legend, dude. Yeah, I inboxed him and he left me on red. Thanks, bro. I'm just kidding. So yeah, every day I watch one of these and I'm like, by the end of the video, I'm like, and I'm sending it to people. Oh, dude, it's so good. That's cool. Yeah. So that's basically it. I do the same thing: drums, bass. Sometimes. In heavier music, I'm finding time aligning my bass very helpful for getting really big, loud, bombastic basses, especially when you want aligning it to the drums. So getting especially if you want it real clanky. Yeah, right. Okay. Getting those hammer those I hits. Understand what you're saying. If you want real clicky, really aggressive basses. Like any other instrument, because it's so clanky in that like so transient 8K, 3K area, right? So that 3K region, it will clank against the snare or the kick, and you get almost like transient a flam. Yes. So getting all that tight together, man, it's so nice. I thought you were talking about something else, but what you're essentially saying is like in heavy music, everything needs to be edited perfectly, which is that's just what it is now. Yeah, dude. It's funny you say that. So like one thing that people always talk about is like if you want heavy guitars, you got to have heavy bass. Yes. Like because they are the same thing. Yes. Right? So what you're describing is the same for the low end in the kick drum and the bass drum. The transients need to line up in a way that they don't step on each other. Everything needs to be so pocketed because the low end sustain from the bass and the click from the kick drum is one thing. Yes. It is. Yeah. It is. It all has to lock in. Exactly. And when it hits on the downbeat or the upbeat, it all has to be perfect. Yep. And there can't be a flam of any notes. Have you heard of this plugin? Sound Radix Pi.
No.
So this is one I found a little while ago. I haven't really talked to you much about it because it's
You might have mentioned it
yeah, I
once.
think I did mention it in the chat with you and Tom.
Yeah.
So it is a phase for I think it's just for low end.
Yeah, for like kick and bass.
Yeah. So it's to check if your kick phase, low end of your kick phase is in phase with your bass.
Oh,
dude, it's so
this
good.
thing
Yeah.
is there's on the SSL console.
Yeah.
You have an oscilloscope thing like that.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So I haven't found many things that can do it like this thing does.
Yeah, cool.
These guys make the
Just buy a $500,000 SSL, bro. You get one. You
Oh,
get one for free
yeah.
that way.
Does it come with an engineer to cook it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you just leave it on over the weekend, right?
Yeah,
That's what you do
exactly.
with SSLs.
So this
We know.
So this, shut up, man. So this, it checks. Yeah, it'll check the low end. I think it looks like it goes all the way up.
Yeah.
But I'm mainly interested in low
Low
end
end.
phase because it's hard to hear,
Yeah.
especially between two instruments.
Oh, dude.
So I've put this on a few times and it's saved my mix. I've been like, why can't I get the low end right? Why is things don't feel glued and dynamic? But
Yep.
because my low end was out of phase.
That's cool.
Anyway, it's one for you to check out. I've recently started playing with the drum leveler, which I messaged you guys last week about. Have you
I've
heard
got
of
to try
one?
this.
So I mean, a lot of people talk about this. It's not a new thing, but people say it's like it saves their drum mixes. And
What does it do?
so it's a threshold based thing that if, say, you've got soft hits, loud hits,
Yeah.
set a threshold and they both get dragged into a smaller threshold, kind of like a compressor,
Yeah.
but without compressing.
Yeah.
I think it's like, Vocal Rider, how it
Yeah.
does that thing.
Yeah.
I think it's like that. I think it's a...
Whoa. Because
yeah.
I'm kind of using clipping to help control this
Right,
stuff.
right.
But if this is even more transparent.
Well, this is transparent. Clipping is
that
not.
is
Dude.
cool.
So
I'll still be
download the
clipping shit
trial.
out of stuff,
Download
but
the
I'm gonna
trial
try it,
and try it because I'm going to buy this thing this afternoon. It's not cheap.
Oh, God.
But I'm going to buy this and use this on some stuff because it's so sick. Trial it and let's talk about it next week because I'm interested to hear what you have to say because you understand the technical part of it. For me, it's just like, this sounds great. It works.
Yeah. Look, controlling the transient information, especially in the mixes we're doing, right? We're trying to do heavy stuff. Like you're doing way heavier stuff than me. But even in a modern, like heavy rock or alt rock mix, you want the kick and snare to be consistent.
Yes.
Still retain some of the changes in the dynamics a little bit,
Yeah.
so it sounds natural.
Nah.
Yeah. For me, yeah. Like for what I'm doing,
you're right.
Much
Dude,
more.
You know what's so funny
Yeah.
is so much of what I do is
You
like,
don't want it to sound like a sample in
no,
robotic, though.
unless you do. But
unless you do,
yeah.
But like, there's a place for all
but
that
you know
too.
what's
Like
so
I'm not
funny,
against
dude?
that.
Like,
Yeah.
and this is just mixing. I'll spend
Yeah.
so much of my time. Okay, I want to take away all the dynamics of this performance. And now I'm gonna EQ. I'm gonna automate some dynamics back into the performance. You know what I mean? Like, let's remove distortion. Let's add it. Let's take transients out. Let's add them. That's the whole thing. Is just like working things and reworking them till they sit where you need them to sit.
Totally.
Yeah, and drum compression's a funny one. But
drums are the hardest thing to control dynamically in a mix.
Yeah.
If we go back to like the 70s and you listen, they're all over the place.
not
but
even
it could
the
work.
80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Like you can
Yeah.
hear it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
how did we
it's-
get here?
It's getting that polish.
What were we just talking about before?
Process. Our
Oh
process.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
Our
you
process.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's. Oh, I'm interested to know. So
Premix. Yeah.
so
Premix.
did I put you onto the instrument bus and vocal bus thing yet? Like the front and back bus? Is
The
that,
rear bus thing, we've talked
we were talking about it? Yeah, right.
we've talked about it.
So-
So I'm not doing rear bus yet. I still do an instrument bus.
Yep.
I'd have a drum bus, an instrument, and then that goes to the instrument bus
Yep.
with the guitars and bass.
Yep.
And then there's instrument bus and then a vocal bus.
Yeah.
And if you're serious in this industry, you have to have those for instrumentals and acapellas.
yeah.
Right?
Well, you're essentially doing what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
like-
I just don't do a rear, but the rear bass.
Same
bus
thing. That's what I call it, but that's what it is. The
okay.
instrument is behind, vocals is in front. So
Okay.
you are doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
I didn't realize that's what you meant.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then you've obviously got stuff on each of those buses, and then you've got stuff on your mix bus, on your stereo out.
Yeah.
You do?
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So there's hardware so the instrument bus might just have a clipper to grab any leftover transients that need a little bit of help. Maybe an EQ, just digital. The vocal bus goes through another set of compressors. The OLA5s I have from DIYRE.
Yep.
They just do this weird thing to the high mids
Yeah,
on a
cool.
vocal, make them sound sick.
Sick.
And then the bus stuff that we've talked about before. So
Yeah.
combination of hardware and plugins.
I think the things that I utilize most on those buses are tape plugins.
Yeah,
Or
saturation,
saturation or like flat out distortion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll use one into the other.
Yep.
Like I'll distort into a tape plugin, which will remove a lot of the high end, or I'll use a tape plugin to soften the transients, and then I'll bring back some excitement with some distortion.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it's like a cool thing.
Sick. Do we have time to talk about what was the other thing we want to talk about? Mix revisions.
Oh yeah, so this is a good segue. So
all right. So you've done your mix.
Yeah.
You've done your prep. You've done your mix.
Yeah.
Sent it to a client.
yeah. So a
And-
mixed revision, for anyone that doesn't know, which everyone
Yeah.
will know, it's in the name.
Everyone should know what a mix revision
it's
is.
just a series of notes from the artist on potential changes to the mix.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, so me and Mitta were talking about this before we hit record on this one. And like, it can be a touchy subject. And I have it recently be a touchy subject. And you even said, do you even want to mention it, being that it's a band that they probably, when this comes out, they'll probably know who they are.
It's not important who they are.
Yeah, it's not important. But the thing is that I think really we need to be able to talk about this stuff. Like for me personally, it was a really tough session and tricky scenario. And I want to use I always want to try and take something that maybe wasn't as positive, something that ended a bit negatively, and can we find a way to make this a positive, right? So maybe talking about why we do revisions and why we might have limits to that and what the process is about, where we're coming from as engineers, why we do revisions maybe the way we do them, and why we maybe should look at that and why other engineers maybe need to think about it. Because I also saw a really a podcast that I love where engineers mentioned maybe giving just unlimited revisions.
Insane.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
don't do
insane.
that.
No, don't.
Yeah.
Don't ever do it.
Yeah.
Why would you ever do that? That's
Yeah, and no offense to the engineer that said it, and I can see why he's trying to do it. He's trying to expand, like he's trying to get more
Is
clients.
he just people pleasing?
He's trying to get clients in,
Yeah.
and he's trying to expand his client list.
Yeah. So you do that thing where you fuck yourself over.
You're you
for the first part of it.
yeah.
And bottom dollar everything, make everything cheap, and get people in, and
Yeah.
then you can actually bring in the rules that how you want it to go.
Yeah, and I don't think that's the right way
No, I
because what happens
disagree.
is you actually attract the wrong clientele. Number one, by lowering your price, by lowering what the quality, like by lowering what your service is in a way, you're diminishing the value, and it's that kind of. I feel like it's that kind of funny psychological thing where if you make something free, you've devalued yourself.
100%.
And you cannot do that. And if you're an aspiring engineer that takes yourself seriously, free recordings, number one, no. Don't give stuff for free.
Yep.
You're worth something.
You're worth time.
Worth time. We've talked about that before, I think.
Yeah.
But revisions, it's kind of the same thing. If you're offering free revisions, unlimited revisions, you are basically saying my time is free.
Yeah. So I think it's important to say that I've never met anyone who works in our industry who people respect who does that. No one does it. Because like you said, you're essentially saying, okay, now that the work is over, you can have my time for now until forever at no extra cost, which is illogical. Like you've just charged to record the band, you've just charged to mix them. How are you not charging them to do these revisions?
Yeah.
I understand, like you said, when you're starting out and you're trying to get your head around things, like
Yeah.
I did it. Like
Yeah.
I did 3 revisions for a long time, and I still find myself in a place where I'll say to people 2 or 3 revisions. I end up doing more.
Yeah.
But that's
But that's
on
at
me.
your
That's
discretion.
on me. Like
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
want to do that, that's fine. And usually I do want to do that because I'm so invested in every single
Totally.
project I do. I want it to come out as good as it possibly can.
Totally.
It represents me. It represents the band.
Yep.
It needs to be good for everybody.
Yes. Yes.
But just before we dive into the revision thing, I want to touch on briefly like something I fucking preach so hard to young engineers. One's coming to mind, Zach Lemon. Shout out, Zach.
Yeah, Zach.
Yeah. So actually, Zach asked me to ask you if you can repair his warm Pultex. I'm just doing that on camera now, so
No
he believes
way.
me. Can you do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Maybe.
Sweet.
Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
I mean, maybe I have the ability. Not
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
can I. Zach, I mean, how can I rephrase
Maybe you have
that?
the
God.
time.
No, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
mean maybe I can do it. If you're lucky, mate.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Whoa.
Hey.
Maybe
Might
you
need
have
to
the
rep-
time.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
maybe I can actually repair it.
Okay,
like,
cool,
is
cool,
what I mean.
cool, cool.
I'll have the time.
Anyway, message
but-
him back. He's asked me to. Anyway,
Cool.
So so one thing I preached to him, he was telling me about his rates, and he's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is what I'm charging right now. I'm like, dude, there's so many reasons why you need to make that even more expensive.
Mhm.
Like the biggest one is that by you working for so cheap, you are devaluing our industry as a whole. So
Mhm.
by Joe Blow going out there and offering a recording for $50 a song, it says to artists that that's all that it's worth.
Yep.
That's all. Not only that this person's time's worth, but that this industry is worth.
Yep.
It's just that's what I'm willing to pay because that's what I can pay.
Totally.
So by doing that, you're then setting up this dangerous precedent from now on that says that to all these artists that you've worked with, this is what my time's worth. It's worth $50 a song, which is fucking outrageous.
And you'll never be able to keep those artists as your client and increase your rates.
No, never.
Right?
And by doing that, you're making these artists look around at the other people who are charging what I consider to be normal money and say, oh, that's too much. I don't believe I should be paying that for that sort of thing. When in reality, if you compare, say, the cost of a recording engineer to a plumber, we're half of that.
Yeah.
Like the one thing that annoys the fucking shit out of me, dude, sometimes is people go, that's too expensive. I'm like, that's fair that you think that, but I know that on Saturday you're going to go get a tattoo for 8 hours. You're going to pay that person $200 an hour.
Yep.
But that's worth it to you.
Yep.
And you're not like that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Or for example, you call an electrician out to help you at your house.
Tradies are a good.
And we are a tradie.
Yeah.
We've learned a trade. We have a special set of skills. And I'm talking to you at home too, not talking to Mitch. So like you call a tradie out electronic to do.
You saying I don't have a special set of skills?
Yes. Like
got
a
me.
plumber or electrician, they're probably going to charge in the realm of $200 upwards an hour.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know, that's because parts are expensive. They've got to have a truck to run around. It's all the same reasons why studio recordings are expensive.
Yeah. Because we've got to have the right tools to do our job too. And then also going back to revisions, right? If you do a call out, say someone like a plumber comes and then they have to come back to look at another job, do they charge you again?
That's a revision.
They charge you again, right?
And it's to be expected.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you do get charged for them to come back and redo a job or fix something extra that maybe wasn't done or whatever, you know, unless they look at it and go, no, I should have done that properly. It's at their discretion.
Totally.
And mixed revisions are kind of, I feel, the same thing.
Yep.
And like, to be fair, because we live in a world now where the artist needs to go listen to it in their own space, not just our studios, and get or they might not ever do an attended mix.
Yeah.
We need to at least give them a chance to listen to it and do a couple of back and forths, right? So they can be part of the discussion. And that's where we come into how many revisions is fair.
Yes. And it's hard because
we've got to give them some free revisions.
Totally. But it's hard also because it's a subjective thing. You know, they might go, oh, I think this should change about the mix. I'm like, well, that's just your opinion. You know, I've done this a certain way because I think that's the way it's going to translate to most people. That's usually the job of a mixed engineer, is to translate your song in a way that most people are going to enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. So there has to be that kind of trust, right?
Yeah. So what's taken you down this rabbit hole of thinking? So
I had a tricky session, and it just like there were questions about why there would be limits on revisions.
So they wanted it just to keep going.
So there was 2 songs done, and the first song done was basically we got to 4 revisions, and I was like, I'm going to give you this revision for free.
Yep.
But just know in future revisions, like in future songs, and like the next song we're doing, there's a limit. It's free. I'd already mentioned it. Like I always prep a new band before we have pre-pro meetings, and I stipulate all this stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be sending like letters and contracts and things to people going, this is how I do it, and you have to agree to it, because it's not like that. But I'm pretty fair, right? And then if I think that the mix still isn't great, or can be better, I'll still do more revisions, like we said, and not charge for them, you know?
But I think 2 to 3 revisions is the industry standard, and
that is the standard.
Fairly normal.
Yeah, and let's like, to everyone out there, that is the standard, right? That is basically the norm, that 2 to 3 revisions is pretty much the normal. After that, we have to start charging. And why do we have to start charging? So you send me a mixed revision. Yep.
I need to book out a time in my week to do it. So I need to allocate a few hours. Go, okay, well, tomorrow morning I'm going to do Mitch's mixed revisions. I need to for me in this place, I need to drag the mix off a server to start with, because it doesn't live on my computer, because we've got hundreds of clients. So I need to go to the server. I need to drag the profile. You know, that's gonna take 10 minutes of time copying over. Cool. While that's doing it, I'll turn on all my rack gear, and I'll go to my photos of what am I trying
for
to
your
say?
recall?
Yeah.
Recall
my
photos
recall
for your hardware.
settings. Yeah, exactly. So my hardware settings. So the way I do it is actually I'll show you right now. So if we go to my OneDrive where I have all my clients, let's skip this for now. She's still she's very cool. All right, so let's just go down. Let's find someone that I'm working with currently. The list is pretty solid these days. All right, let's just go down here. Roxbury, I've talked about them recently. All right, here we go. So Roxbury, I'll go into my thing. Let's go to the album that we're doing this year together. Then I go to my mix folder. And right, these are all my hardware settings for.
This is good folder management, man. I'm loving it.
Oh, this has taken me
cool.
years to get there. So
good.
I'm very organized with this. So I'll just take you back quickly with that. So it starts with the band.
Yep.
Then it starts with the album that we're working on at the time.
Yep.
Then it starts with the songs, and then I'll do like this is like a mixes folder.
Mm-hmm.
In the mixes folder, I obviously have mixes. Then I have settings for if I did a vocal bounce, I take photos of the settings so I know if I need to recreate it. Because these guys have sent me vocals for 3 songs, and they're going to send me 3 vocals for 3 songs every couple months. So I need to be able to recreate that vocal setting exactly.
Yep.
So here's my hardware settings folder. And yeah, like I said, each unit has a photo, so I know what's doing what.
Yep.
So after I've dragged your session off the server, I change all my hardware settings. There's maybe like 10 units that need touching. Yep. Like I maybe
some
need
stay
to
the same, but then
some stay the same, but generally I've got to go in and play with maybe 10 units.
Yeah.
Not a quick thing to do.
No.
A lot of these things aren't stepped. I've got to go in there and like, for example, if we look at my pull tech, look how many they're not indented, and there's maybe 10 things between each number.
Yeah.
So I've got to go in, make sure all of them right. That process alone takes 10 minutes.
Yep. At least.
Easy.
Yeah.
Then those sections open. I've saved a new save as mix 2, mix final mix 1000, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
And now I'm ready to go. That's 40 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes maybe of time.
Yeah.
So immediately
For me, I've got a patch too. If I've had a tracking session,
right.
if I've got a tracking session that's happened,
you got to patch,
and then now I've got to go back to mix mode. I've got to patch into mix mode.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's added time on top of that. So already we've lost half an hour of the day.
At least.
Yeah. To that.
Yep.
So we do the mix revision, which might take half an hour, might take an hour.
Yep.
And then
depending on how much is in the revision.
Yep. And then we got to reverse this process that I just showed you. I've got to take new photos of the hardware. I've got to upload them to here. Make sure listen to the old mix, make sure it is current with the new one.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of just you bounce out in real time.
Yep.
So if say it's a mix revision for an EP, that's 20 minutes. I've got to sit there and wait for it in real time to play. And then when it's finished that, I've got to sit there and listen to all the songs.
Yeah, let's just explain that too. So because we run through analog hardware, when you bounce your song, you have to do it in real time. It has to play through the whole song.
So it's a 4-minute song, it's a 4-minute bounce.
It's a 4-minute bounce.
Yeah. And then so if you've got an EP of 5 songs, there's 4 5-minute songs, that's 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Then I've got to listen to them to make sure, because there's so often you'll send it to a band and there'll be a massive glitch in the middle.
Yep.
Or you've had the bass muted. I did that last week. I sent a mix to a band with the bass muted because I was doing something in the mix and forgot to check it.
I did a tracking session with VP28 on snare drum.
Yeah.
Left the filters on.
Nice.
Ran my mix, did a mix revision, and just was like, that's a bit weird. Made my ears are weird today. Set it off and they're like, the low end sounds weird.
Oh no.
And I looked and I was like, yeah, I fucked that up. That's my bad.
Yep.
It happens.
This is part of it. This is all part of it. So after like all those things I've listed, there's like an hour worth of fucking around in there.
Easy.
It's a huge amount of work. And I'm glad that you brought this up, because it's something that most people don't think of. They're just like, they message me like, oh, can you just turn the vocal up? And I'm like, I'm not at the studio right now. They're like, just open the session and do it. I'm like, you have no idea.
Yeah.
Like there's so much I have to go through to get this to work.
And if you're a client that's paying for analog services like we do, there's got to be a level of understanding there that this is a slower and more time-consuming process that we love.
Yes.
It's why we do it.
Yes, and you love it too.
Yeah.
That's like that.
That's why we
sounds great.
Yeah. But it takes extra time.
Yes.
And like we've worked for years to try and minimize those. We commit lots of things and all that. But there is still stuff at the end of the day running through analog that we have to set up.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is a time-consuming thing. It is... A revision is not a simple thing with analog at all. If it's all digital, fuck yeah, good on ya.
How do you?
That's not what we do.
How do you ask people to structure their notes?
Their mix notes?
Yep.
Just in order of instruments, usually. Try and keep it in order.
Yep.
And then have timestamps.
Yes.
Like definitely put in timestamps. Most bands get it after the 1 or 2 songs I work with them. It might be a bit of a process of them figuring that out, but I do like try and stipulate it. And then if I get mix notes that are all over the place, I'll be like, hey, can we just do this?
What about language?
Yeah, language is a big one.
Yeah.
And I did have this conversation with a particular artist as well where it was like you need to use the right descriptors in what you're talking about, and in particular, like using the right language. So if you say vocals need to come up,
Yep.
are you talking volume?
Yeah,
Are you talking
yeah, yeah.
frequency?
Yeah.
What are you talking?
You need
like,
super specific.
you need to be very specific. So if you're an artist, like looking to do revisions and communicate, like we don't expect you to be technical minded as an audio engineer.
No.
But you do need to try and explain yourself as clearly as possible.
Yes, and not use
silly
subjective
words,
language.
subjective
Like the bass sounds spongy.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
I might like that.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah.
and is that just a statement? Bass sounds spongy. I'm like, cool, I can move on. Like, hey, are you asking me to fix it?
Yeah.
You know, like, don't just make an observation about the thing.
Yeah.
Like, one thing I like to say to people, for example, the way I ask people to structure my notes is like, for example, snare drum at 1 minute 30 to 1 minute 35 is too loud.
Absolutely.
There's no way for me to misconstrue that.
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
that's very straightforward. Don't
That
be
is the
like,
way.
I think, did you get the other one that was like snare sucks? Dude, what am I going to do with that?
Snare sounds lame.
Yeah,
So
dude.
I'm
snare
outing.
Sounds lame, man. Anyway,
that was a good one.
like I've had them all. And like, and in that situation, like,
that was horrible.
It doesn't take a genius to look at that and go, what's he going to do with that? And for example, and even like, you might think it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Like what, you know, anyway. So
yeah. So you need proper descriptors.
Yeah, be
like,
specific with your
snare
language.
is like too bright in the highs.
Too much low end.
Too much low end.
You know,
Like
whatever.
be descriptive
But
in the right
also,
way.
like you said, don't go too far. Because I've had people be like, there's too much 200 hertz. If you could do a 3 dB sharp Q cut.
If you don't really know what 200 hertz is, don't pretend. Don't try it. Don't tell me that this needs more compression when you don't know what a compressor is.
I don't want to hear the, hey, can you reduce the 8K in my left ear? You know, like that's a bit much.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can use general descriptive words as long as they are like all descriptive words are going to be subjective in a way.
Yeah.
Try and make it as objective and as clear cut as possible.
Yeah.
Use timestamps.
Yep.
Don't send me mixes that go, John thinks this. James thinks this.
Yeah.
Jimmy thinks. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
I'm working
Decide
with
as a band.
I'm working with band.
Yeah,
I'm not
decide as
working
a
with
band.
John, James, Jimmy, Jeremy, and Jeremiah. You know what I mean? Like, imagine that band.
Most fucked
John,
band.
James, Jimmy, Jeremiah, and Jizzle. I don't. Fuck, my head's hot now. All right. Yeah. Anyway,
We hit Mitta's rage button.
Yeah.
He's losing it. Yeah.
you know what
He's
I'm saying,
crashing
though, right?
out. He's
You know-
crashing out.
You know what I'm saying, though, right?
Yeah.
That's an insane thing to do.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
there's
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
no way that you
Yeah.
should. It should be a collective thing.
Yeah.
And be like, the band thinks this.
Yeah.
If you guys want to argue whether Jimmy's right or Jeremiah's
amongst
right,
yourselves and then
do it
come to
amongst
me.
yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't involve me in it. Like that should also be pretty common sense. I'm sorry, I blew up there. I didn't mean to fucking.
Yeah.
I'm not coming after anyone or anyone in particular, and this is not an attack on any single person or any band.
Yeah.
I'm just talking generally, my experience.
except
over
that
the years.
band, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
That
Except
one band.
Jeremiah. Fucking hell, man. Fuck. Yeah, anyway. Yeah, I think make a succinct list. I agree to it as a band, because that's the other thing is that you get notes that'd be like, hey, you know, this guy thinks this, and then I'm like, okay, cool, and I'll do it. And then
They'll
I'll
come
get
back
one
and
back
then
the
they'll
next
want it
week.
reversed.
Oh, the band, we actually think that was a bad idea. I'm like, you could have fucking spoken about it
Yeah.
before you made me do it.
Yep.
Yeah. So just be clear, be succinct. Even just think about the other person. Like that, I swear people don't do that. They don't think about like, how are they going to interpret this? You know, what does what I'm saying actually mean to the general public, not just to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and just remember too, like in a revision, we're just trying to help you see your vision.
Yes.
Too. Like we want the product to be good.
Yes.
What engineer wants a mix to go out sounding bad?
No.
No one.
No one.
Right? So like we want you to get your product the way you want it.
Yes.
But also that we're happy with it too and support you through that. So it's not like I want to go back and just be like, once again, like I had a tough time with this thing, but I don't hate the people for that. Like
not at all.
it's a tough job sometimes, and it's tough when you're working with someone's art and all that. And I fully understand that.
And a mix is your art too.
Yeah.
So it's it's them.
It's personal for us
yes,
too.
it's as personal for us as it is for you.
Yeah.
But having said that, like I'm never mad at someone for mix notes.
No.
I'm totally happy to
Mix
do
notes,
anyone's notes about anything.
Absolutely.
It's just about making it as easy to understand as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. And also like, just trying to help people understand why we might have limitations to
Yeah.
those things because of our processes and just the time it takes and
Yes.
stuff. And just, it's just one of those things. Like this is a industry where we all collaborate together.
Yeah.
And so that is how it has to work. Like we have to collaborate, you know,
Totally.
and work as a team. Anyway.
I like that.
Yeah.
Good one, man.
Yeah.
Good spot to stop, I reckon.
Sick.
Cool. We call that?
Yeah. Done.
Thanks, Jeremiah.
Thanks, Jizzles.
Jizzles, bro. Fuck.
So good. Thanks, Warm Audio.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Hectic.
Very well done.